Pauline Hanson's One Nation Chief of Staff James Ashby joins me, and Senior Fellow at the Menzies Research Centre, of course, the columnist with The Australian, Nick Cater as well. Well, extraordinary scenes in the Victorian Parliament last night, James. Former Labor Minister, still a parliamentarian though, Adam Somyurek, accused another former Labor MP. This is the federal MP Anthony Byrne, who was once the best mate to Somyurek. Well, Byrne was accused of being the spy referenced but not named by the ASIO boss. Have a listen.
President, we are also told by Mr Burgess that MP in question was close to a former Prime Minister and tried to compromise the former PM's family. Our next task is to investigate characteristics such as history of disloyalty, character, financial and psychological situation. Acting President Anthony Byrne certainly ticks all the right boxes here.
Now, look, we don't have parliamentary privilege here on Sky, so let's be very careful with what we say. But Anthony Byrne is saying he's not going to comment on the matter. Intelligence sources are saying, look, we're not sure. We're not saying that Byrne is, quote, the traitor. But is this what parliamentary privilege is for, James?
Well, it's hard to say. And look, I understand Somyurek thinks he's got the man here, but none of us will ever know. As long as this man doesn't come out and say he's done it, we have to treat him as innocent. But the one thing we do know about the Labor Party is for decades now they've been too close to the Chinese. So if it's not him, there is a resounding number of people within Labor that have had, fingerprints all over deals done with the Chinese that are questionable. And so this is why the finger pointing is happening to so many different Labor people. I'd have to say, though, I think it's within everyone's interest, the Australian public's interest, plus those members of Parliament, actually reveal this person. If you can't charge them, let's reveal them so we actually know who it is, so we can stay well clear of them.
I agree. If we can't charge them, I wouldn't mind a bit of public shaming for what they've allegedly done or what Mike Burgess says they have done against their own country. Nick, what do you make of this decision out of Queensland? I mean, this is extraordinary to me, that students will now get the right to appeal being suspended for bad behaviour after a government report found that suspending kids breaches their human rights. Now, in my day, it wasn't just a suspension you copped, you also got the strap, but I reckon they'd lock a teacher up for the strap these days. I mean, this is, what do you do with a disruptive student? If you can't suspend them, they end up dragging down and impacting the ability of every other kid to learn, don't they?
Well, yeah, this just undermines the authority of teachers yet further. I mean, you know as well as I do, you hear from teachers who really struggle with discipline in the classroom, and because kids will try it on because there's no recourse, there's no consequence for bad behaviour, and if there's no consequence, then mischievous kids will disrupt the classroom. I think this is a terrible decision and just goes to this whole thing about human rights, which is a one-sided thing, right? I mean, what about the right of kids in schools who want to learn, who want some discipline brought to the classroom so that they can learn?
I might add there, I did not get the strap at school. I came close. I certainly got it at home, though.